And the ground exists, both a hunter and written in pre-blood and fear. Hesitate are removed. The remaining weapon ski is heavy, breath taken at thee, and the wrong ground time can invite trembles with the death from the heartbeat of grass, both hunter and prey. Only kill thou or be killed, only the stronger remaining weapon. Only one question death from the grass. Who will be the know first to break the mistakes? Only the faster, stronger survive. Target when the today is hunt smaller but built with begins. Only one question remains. Who moves in will be the complete first to break the silence. Serves as a forget the command slow. No giant concealment creatures. Target today is the first smaller but strike built with fails terrifying perfection. Complete one life silence set. Others may every glance continue serves as a command. Speed and no life tells its concealment. Only patience and precision. The track's first strike per. Certainty of elephant instinct. But as a current of continue, Luangwa'S plains, life carries the tells its memory of those who fell story before not with sound, lie the but through deep lessons of tracks pressed into the generations and the soil. They single come not only to of fine bodies, but as a current of memory ancestors flowing through time. It is a carries the sacred memory of those who fell before passage. Wrinkled gray, a skin pilgrimage through lee of the harsh and lessons of demanding lin generations, and the weight of loss that never fades. They come not only to find water, but to retrace the paths of their ancestors. For them, this is not migration. It is a sacred passage, a pilgrimage through a harsh and demanding land. Temperature rises over the plains of South Luangwa. A thin layer of dust floats in the air, signaling the approach of something immense. From afar, the ground begins to shake. Massive silhouettes appear among the mapaine trees. They are African elephants. They move through the valley with calm composure, yet each step carries the weight of memory and strength. Standing more than 13 feet tall and weighing up to 12,000 pounds, they are the architects of the plains. A single herd can transform dense woodland into open space by pushing down trees with their tusks. Which are elongated incisors formed through thousands of years of evolution. This act, which may appear destructive, sustains life. Sunlight passes through the clearings, feeding new grass and creating space for smaller species. Elephants do not simply survive here, they shape the entire ecosystem. In the arid land of Luangwa', strength alone is not enough for survival. Elephants regulate body temperature through large fan-shaped ears, natural cooling systems that release heat under the intense sun. Their greatest tool, however, is the trunk, a structure of more than 40,000 muscle fibers, powerful yet delicate. The trunk allows them to breathe, draw water, pluck leaves, sense surroundings, and communicate. Young elephants learn about the world through the touch of their mothers and older females. The leaders are elder females, matriarchs who hold the map of time. They remember every river bend, every ancient well, and every area of danger. Under their guidance, the herd moves accurately through the dry season. When rivers dry up, they know where to dig deep into the earth to find water. The wells they create become life sources for many other species. The footprints they leave are not just marks of movement, but maps of survival. They open pathways through forests and disperse seeds over long distances. Because of them, grass grows where none existed before, and trees rise where the soil once cracked dry. Elephants are the living arteries of this ecosystem, the keepers of rhythm across the Luangwa plains. The water level of the Luangwa River drops as the dry season extends. The remaining pools become the final refuge for species that depend on this river. Under the intense sunlight, the still surface appears harmless. Beneath the muddy water, a hidden force waits. Large gray bodies lie half-submerged and motionless. They are hippopotamuses, the third largest land herbivores after elephants and rhinos. Each adult stands about 6 feet tall, measures over 13 feet long, and can weigh nearly 4,000 pounds. For most of the day, they stay submerged. Exposing only their nostrils, eyes, and ears above the surface. This position protects their thin skin from direct sunlight. Their bodies secrete a reddish fluid that covers the skin. It is often mistaken for blood, but it is actually a natural compound with antibacterial and ultraviolet resistant properties. This secretion acts as a biological sunscreen. A specialized evolutionary adaptation unique to hippos. Hippopotamuses do not swim in the usual sense. They move by walking or gently pushing off the riverbed, gliding forward with their body's momentum. Each motion is slow but efficient, conserving energy in a low-oxygen environment. When night falls, the herd leaves the water. They follow fixed trails to graze on fresh grass along the banks. Each adult can consume up to 90 pounds of grass per night and travel more than 5 miles in search of food. They feed quietly without disturbing the surroundings. At sunrise, the herd returns to the same water pools. This rhythm repeats daily with the precision of a biological clock. Despite their aggression, hippos play a vital ecological role. Each time they move between land and water, they transport nutrients. Especially nitrogen and phosphorus, from grasslands into the river. Their waste provides essential nutrients for algae, microorganisms, and fish. This process sustains a stable energy cycle within the Luangwa River system. During the dry season, small water bodies such as Luangwa and Kapamba become their main refuges. Populations remain stable there due to year-round natural water sources. As temperatures rise, they rest motionless in the mud, maintaining life through slow breathing. This strategy has ensured their survival through millions of years of evolution. On the quiet surface, only heavy breaths and the soft splash of water against their bodies can be heard. Hippos are the silent rulers of Luangwa'S waters, the creatures that control through presence. Not through sound. Beneath the still mud lies the enduring power of a species that has survived every climatic shift and continues to shape the heart of Africa's river ecosystems. When the surface of the Luangwa River lies still under the blazing sun, everything appears calm. Beneath the murky water, an ancient creature waits. There is no movement and no sound. Only absolute stillness, the mark of a predator perfected through millions of years of evolution. The Nile crocodile is the largest reptile in Africa. It can grow longer than 20 feet and weigh more than 1,500 pounds. Its thick, rough skin functions like armor, protecting it from heat and conserving moisture during the dry season. Its eyes, ears, and nostrils sit on the top of its head, an adaptation that allows it to observe while remaining almost entirely submerged. The crocodile's body is a design of power and precision. When resting, it can remain motionless for hours without strong breathing. Its unique four-chambered heart allows it to regulate blood flow and maximize oxygen retention while diving. In a harsh environment, energy conservation defines survival. The crocodile's hunting strategy relies not on speed, but on absolute accuracy. It waits for prey to approach, usually when other animals come to drink. At the precise moment, the body erupts with sudden strength. A single burst from below, a rapid strike, and the attack ends before the victim can react. Its bite force exceeds 5,000 pounds per square inch, stronger than that of a lion or tiger. Cone-shaped teeth anchor deep into flesh, locking the prey inside the water's vortex. Once captured, the crocodile spins its body in a twisting motion known as the death roll, tearing meat away from bone. Its diet consists mainly of fish, but it also hunts antelope, buffalo, water birds, and sometimes other crocodiles. It is an opportunistic predator that exploits every available source of energy. Its digestive system can process nearly everything: bones, skin, and hooves. Through this efficiency, nothing is wasted in the food chain of the Luangwa River ecosystem. During the dry season, when the river recedes, sandbanks become nesting grounds. Females choose elevated areas where sunlight maintains stable warmth. Each nest contains about 50 to 60 eggs. The eggs incubate under natural heat for roughly 80 days. Temperature determines gender. Below 88 degrees Fahrenheit produces females. Above 91 degrees produces males. This mechanism keeps population ratios balanced within the species. When the eggs are close to hatching, the mother hears faint calls from beneath the sand. She digs gently and carries each hatchling to the water. But protection lasts only a short time. The survival rate of hatchlings is extremely low. Birds of prey, otters, large fish, and even adult crocodiles are constant threats. Only a small fraction survive their first year. Adult crocodiles can live more than 60 years. They are proof of nature's endurance and adaptability. Although considered dangerous, Nile crocodiles play an essential ecological role. They remove carcasses and prevent the spread of disease in the water. They regulate populations of fish and small animals, keeping the food chain balanced. In South Luangwa, their numbers remain stable thanks to unaltered natural waterways. Here, crocodiles remain a permanent part of the river system. The surface may seem calm, but beneath it operates a perfect hunting machine driven by absolute patience. It does not chase and it does not roar. Time is its ally and water is its camouflage. When the opportunity appears, silence transforms into a single moment of life and death. As dawn filters through the dry canopy, the Luangwa Valley awakens with a different rhythm. High among the branches, agile shapes move through the first light of day. They are chacma baboons, the dominant primates of Zambia's dry forests. They live in large troops that can number up to 80 individuals. Each troop is organized around one dominant male, multiple females, and their offspring. Their social structure is defined by clear relationships among individuals. Adult males defend the group from predators. Females maintain social bonds through grooming, sharing food and caring for young. Grooming serves not only to clean the body, but also to reinforce social hierarchy. Chacma baboons are diurnal and travel between open woodland, grassland, and sometimes near human settlements. They forage both on the ground and in trees, feeding on roots, tubers, fruits, seeds, insects, bird eggs, and occasionally small animals. They are flexible omnivores with a high capacity to adapt to environmental change. When the dry season intensifies and food becomes scarce, they dig deep for tubers or follow grazing herds to locate remaining water sources. Vigilance is essential for survival. When danger appears, the leading male emits a distinctive alarm call. The entire troop immediately climbs to higher branches, observing and waiting. They can distinguish the calls of eagles, leopards, and lions, responding differently to each type of threat. This ability to recognize and remember sounds demonstrates advanced cognitive evolution. During daily foraging, Chacma baboons unintentionally disperse the seeds of many tree species. Through this process, the dry forest of Luangwa regenerates after each harsh season. They form a biological link between forest and grassland, between vegetation and soil. Their presence supports the ecological balance of the valley's entire system. Not far from the baboon territories, smaller vervet monkeys occupy the lower branches near the river. They are light and agile, moving with short, precise leaps. Their bodies are covered with silvery gray fur, and their black faces are outlined by white rings around the eyes, a distinct feature of the species. Each troop numbers between 20 and 50 individuals and maintains a stable social structure. As the last light of day reaches the valley, the The ground reaches the valley, vibrates under hundreds of heavy footsteps. Ground vibrates under hundreds of heavy footsteps. Moves out onto the herd of Cape Luangwa buffalo plains. Rises through the dusk golden air of the rises through the afternoon. Thick tree hides, forming a natural insects and heat. The most Cape buffalo is one of powerful Africa's most mammals. More than 2,000 in adult pounds and male can stand over weigh 5 and more than 2,000 half feet pounds and tall. Forehead to form, it's a solid curved shield known as the boss. Functions both as this weapon and as a symbol of structure. Functions within the both as herd. A single herd can individual their power, but in collective strength lies not in coordination. When moving, organize the unit. Single females organized usually unit guide direction, while usually guide older direction. Males guard the outer edges. All decisions are made through group behavioral consensus, or when the water herd source turn toward the several direction they prefer. Female direction with the most individuals facing the individuals same way facing the becomes the same way chosen path. This behavior functions as a movement, a clear demonstration of cooperative decision-making among cooperative wild decision-making among animals. Cape buffalo are pure grazers. They use wide, strong molars to crop grass close to the ground, feeding on soft shoots and sometimes riverbank herbs. Each individual can consume more than 60 pounds of vegetation per day. When pastures dry up, the herd travels farther in search of water, often returning to pools remembered from previous seasons. Their precise navigation depends on memory and accumulated experience. When threatened, buffalo do not flee in disorder. The largest individuals immediately form a circle, positioning the calves in the center. If lions or hyenas approach, the herd may counterattack together. A single charge from an adult can break bones or throw a predator into the air. This force makes even lions approach with caution. Older males that leave the main herd often live alone or in small bachelor groups. These individuals are known as daga boys, solitary bulls. Their temperament is unpredictable, and they react aggressively to sudden movement. They are considered the most dangerous animals in the valley. Local people call them the Black Death, not for their color, but for the lethal risk of getting too close. As dusk falls, the Luangwa Plains descend into stillness. Light fades, temperature drops, and the air thickens with moisture from the macaque forest. This is the time of the night hunters. From the darkness, a pair of eyes reflects the faint light of the moon. The lion, apex predator of the African savanna, begins to move. It does not hunt alone. Its strength lies in the coordination of the pride. A lion pride may consist of 10 to 30 individuals. The structure remains stable. Usually with 1 or 2 adult males and multiple females with cubs. Females carry the main responsibility for hunting. They move in formation, silent and precise. Maintaining fixed distances. Each individual knows its position and role in the ambush sequence. Lions possess exceptional night vision. Six times more sensitive than that of humans. Large eyes equipped with reflective retinal cells maximize the use of faint light. Their tails serve as tools for communication. A small movement can signal the start of an attack. Every step is calculated to minimize sound. When the distance to the prey narrows to a few dozen yards, speed becomes the deciding factor. A lion can reach 50 miles per hour in short bursts. A leap exceeding 30 feet can bring down prey weighing twice its own mass. The attack must be perfectly executed because the chase can last only a few seconds. The success rate of each hunt rarely exceeds 30%. When the hunt succeeds, the entire pride is sustained. Male lions rarely participate in hunting. Their primary duty is to defend the territory and protect cubs from rival predators such as hyenas or leopards. Conflicts between males are violent but brief. Victory grants mating rights and control of the pride. The defeated male must leave, often carrying severe injuries and losing any chance to reproduce. Lions of Luangwa have short coats and sparse manes. An adaptation to the region's heat. They dominate areas around the Mwamba, Luwi, and Nsefu rivers, where herds of antelope, buffalo, and zebra migrate. During the day, they rest in shade or beneath dense trees to conserve energy. At night, every sense awakens for the hunt. A lion's roar can travel more than 5 miles through the dry air of the valley. The sound marks territory, serves as a warning, and enables communication between groups. Each pride controls a distinct area, averaging about 100 square miles. When food becomes scarce, they expand their hunting range and sometimes enter the territory of other prides, triggering fierce confrontations. Within the Luangwa ecosystem, lions maintain balance across the predator chain. They regulate populations of antelope, buffalo, and zebra, preventing overgrazing. Their presence preserves the ecological order among species. In regions where lions disappear, natural systems quickly fall out of balance. Although lions symbolize power, their numbers are declining rapidly. Over the past 3 decades, Africa's lion population has dropped by more than 40%. Habitat loss, illegal hunting, and human conflict are the main causes. In South Luangwa, conservation programs and local partnerships have stabilized the population. Organizations such as the Zambian Carnivore Program monitor individual lions using GPS collars to ensure their safety. As night covers the valley, a deep roar vibrates through the ground. It is not a sound of threat, but the pulse of a living ecosystem. In the darkness of Luangwa, the lion is more than a predator. It is the guardian of balance, a living expression of strength, cooperation, and natural evolution. South of Luzon Island, between Batangas and Mindoro, lies a narrow but exceptional stretch of sea. This is the Verde Island Passage, known by marine scientists as the center of the world's marine biodiversity. The waters here remain clear and nutrient-rich, driven by strong Pacific currents flowing inland. The temperature stays stable between 77 and 86 degrees Fahrenheit, creating ideal conditions for coral growth. Depth ranges from about 130 to 500 feet, forming a complex network of reef systems. At Verde Island, every square yard of the seabed supports a distinct ecosystem. Researchers have recorded over 300 species of hard coral, and more than 800 species of fish. Each coral cluster provides shelter, breeding grounds, and feeding space for thousands of smaller organisms. Because of this biological productivity, the area functions as the living lungs of the Philippine Seas. In a scientific sense, not a symbolic one. The structure of coral combines living tissue and mineral skeleton. The calcium carbonate framework is secreted by small tubular animals called polyps. Inside the tissue of each polyp lives a microscopic green alga called zooxanthellae, which performs photosynthesis. The coral provides shelter for the algae, while the algae supply nutrients to the coral, forming a mutualistic partnership. Through photosynthesis, corals release oxygen and regulate dissolved carbon in seawater. Reefs therefore maintain microclimate balance within the marine environment. They also absorb wave energy, protecting coastlines from storms and erosion. Within the Verde Reef system, many endemic species coexist. Clownfish live among sea anemones, protected by a mucus layer that neutralizes the anemone's stings. Butterflyfish, parrotfish, and surgeonfish feed on algae, preventing overgrowth that could smother coral. Small crustaceans living between coral crevices break down organic particles. Every species performs a defined ecological role, keeping the system stable and self-sustaining. Verde coral, the ecosystem verde coral, also ecosystem, also supports large mollusks, clam. Gigas. Notable is a species that can reach a length species that can 4 feet and reach way over a 4 length of 104 feet and weigh over pounds 400 pounds. It remains stationary. Tissues. Species can live for this more than 100 species, can live for more than 1 year, and 100 serves as years, and a serves as a biological indicator of long-term marine conditions. And whale sea sharks, rays, and large sea species visit the turtles' area when their seasonal presence, plankton blooms confirms occur that healthy, and the verde follows natural reefs face cycles. Stress, however, increasing ocean stress and temperatures, overfishing ocean have caused acidification. Overfishing have about 40% of the widespread coral reefs have death. Many symbiotic algae, when coral organisms these food organisms chains lose their collapse habitats. Marine food ecosystem chains weakens collapse, and the entire marine ecosystem weakens. To protect this region, the Philippine government established the Verde Island Passage Marine Protected Area. Fishing activities are restricted, and diving tourism operates under ecological permit systems. Coral restoration projects began in 2018 using steel reef frames and coral fragments to rebuild damaged habitats. After 5 years, recovery rates have exceeded 30%, showing strong regenerative potential. The Verde Island coral reefs represent not only biological diversity, but also the foundation of marine security and coastal economy across the Philippines. Their continued existence ensures food supply, stabilizes coastal climates, and supports the livelihoods of millions of coastal residents. In the deep waters of the Verde Island Passage, large silhouettes move slowly beneath the blue light of the ocean. These are whale sharks, the largest fish on Earth. The whale shark, Rhynchodentypus, can reach a length of more than 40 feet and a weight of up to 20 tons. Its massive body moves with steady and effortless motion. The skin is nearly 4 inches thick and covered with white spots and pale streaks that serve as natural identification patterns. The mouth can open up to 5 feet wide, but its teeth are small and weak. Whale sharks do not hunt by attack. They feed through filtration. While swimming slowly, they open their mouths and draw in hundreds of gallons of water each minute. The water passes through specialized gill filters that trap plankton, fish eggs, and tiny organisms. Clean water is then expelled through the gill slits. Their primary food source comes from nutrient-rich waters. The Verde Island Passage is an ideal feeding site where multiple ocean currents converge and bring in plankton from the Pacific. From November to May, when water temperatures remain stable, dozens of whale sharks gather near Donsal and Sorsagen. This is their most active feeding period of the year. Unlike predatory sharks, whale sharks swim slowly, averaging only about 2 to 3 miles per hour. Each year, they travel thousands of miles following the nutrient flow of major currents. Satellite tracking devices have recorded mature individuals migrating from the Philippines to Indonesia. And returning to the Verde region. This journey covers a distance of more than 3,700 miles. In open waters, whale sharks travel through ocean currents, feeding on abundant plankton. Dugongs maintain the seagrass meadows that support bottom-dwelling marine life. All species function within an interconnected network where energy transfers from lower levels to higher ones and eventually returns to the land. When any link weakens, mangroves, seagrass, or coral, the entire balance of the system is affected. The decline of a single species can alter the population structure of dozens of others. This is the natural mechanism of tropical marine ecosystems. Stability maintained not through stillness, but through constant motion. Today, the Philippines is one of 6 nations within the Coral Triangle, the world's largest center of marine biodiversity. This region covers less than 2% of the global ocean surface, but contains more than 75% of all known hard coral species. Its existence is vital not only for the nation, but for the ecological balance of the entire Pacific region. Challenges such as climate change, plastic pollution, and overfishing continue to place pressure on the system. Yet signs of recovery in Aurora, Verde, and Palawan demonstrate that the regenerative capacity of nature remains strong. When mangroves regrow, when young corals attach to steel frames, and when whale sharks return, the cycle of life reconnects. The future of the ocean depends on humanity's ability to maintain this balance. No ecosystem can exist in isolation from human action. Knowledge, discipline, and cooperation between people and nature will determine the legacy of the next biological generation. The Philippine Seas, where mangroves, seagrass meadows, and coral reefs converge, stand not only as a biological heritage, but also as evidence of Earth's ability to heal itself when properly protected. Here, the cycle of life continues slowly, precisely, and persistently.